Good morning, children. Welcome back to the social session. Hope you have enjoyed the Eid. Children, in the earlier class, we were trying to understand about the Qutub Shahis. Do you remember any famous ruler of Qutub Shahis? Do you have any relatives in Hyderabad? Who built this Hyderabad? We have seen about these, the person who is responsible for the construction of Hyderabad and how the name Hyderabad has come also we have seen in the last class. You remember anything about that? No? Acha. Then tell me whether you remember about Ibrahim Qutub Shah, the person who patronized the Telugu literature and who gave importance for the Telugu poets in his court, Ibrahim Qutub Shah. And he is also the person who constructed Hussain Sagar. Today we have Buddha statue in Hussain Sagar. That lake was, artificial lake was built by Ibrahim Qutub Shah. And it is named after Hazrat Hussain Shah Wali, a saint. And even we have seen the city of Hyderabad built by Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah. And it was named after his prime minister called as Mir Momin Astrabadi. And today we shall learn about, and we have ended up with Hayat Bakshi. Hayat Bakshi Begum, the daughter of Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah's daughter. And she built Hayat Bakshi Mosque, and she was known as Ma Sahaba. So on her name only the area called as Ma Sab Tank has come. And Abdullah Qutub Shah was a lover of poetry, children, and music. He invited and honored Kshatriya, the famous Padam writer. He invited to his court. And the last ruler, Abul Hasan Tanesha, is a most popular ruler of Qutub Shah. He appointed Kancharla Gopanna, who is known as Ramadasu. Ramadasu means the person who is a great devotee of Lord Rama. For that reason, he is named as Ramadasu. Actually, his name is Kancharla Gopanna. Hasan Shah appointed Kancharla Gopanna as a Tehsildar. Tehsildar means revenue officer. Tehsildar. He is a revenue officer. Okay. Who appointed him? Tanesha. Tanesha is nothing but Abul Hasan Tanesha appointed him as a revenue officer for the Palwancha region, for that province. So Ramadasu diverted the public funds, whatever, being a revenue officer, he has to collect the revenue from the public. So he collected the money from the public, but he diverted the funds for the construction of a Rama temple in Bhadrachalam. Even today also the temple lies. Okay, the temple is present, is surviving. So this Rama temple was built by Ramadasu only. Tanesha found Ramadasu guilty. Okay, you have diverted the public funds without depositing them with the king. So he was found him guilty of that, and he has put him in the jail. Later, Ramadasu was released from the jail after the realization by Tanesha. During the Qutub Shahi period, Golconda was known all over the world for its famous diamonds. Hyderabad, Golconda diamonds are famous all over the world. So at that time, Machilipatnam became a port, major port from where trade was carried out to the entire Southeast Asia and China, Persia, Arabia, to all these regions from Machilipatnam. Port means where ships come and go, isn't it? Where they will be loaded and unloaded, port. So Machilipatnam port was very famous there, and even Hyderabad, Golconda region is very famous for diamonds. Great caravans traveled from coastal regions to Golconda, carrying the merchandise like gold, silver from different countries. Caravans means boxes, you know, big boxes. They used to be carried from the ports to the Golconda, which carries the gold and silver. These used to come from the different countries to Golconda. Have you ever observed the 7 tombs of Qutub Shahis? Qutub Shahi tombs. You may not have. That looks that are present very close to the Golconda fort in Hyderabad. The tombs have a unique architectural style. Architecture means design. The unique architectural style with a mixture of Persian and Hindu, and this was liked by Shah Jahan, a Mughal emperor liked this style of construction, the landscaping, gardens, and the 4 minars and the center crescent shaped dome. These were liked by him, and he constructed with a white marble Taj Mahal. The same tombs model is a Taj Mahal. And the tombs are structures which with intricately carved stonework and are surrounded by the landscaped gardens. The same thing was can be observed even in the Taj Mahal construction also. Around Taj Mahal also you find the landscaped gardens, you will find Charbagh gardens they are called as, and intricately designed plates also, stone designed plates also you find on the panels, which we call them as the panels, are found on the platform of to the platform of Taj Mahal. The same thing you will find even in the Qutub Shahi tombs. What are tombs, children? They are graveyards. After dead you will be buried, no? That area is a tomb. So those are 7 tombs, 7 great Qutub Shahi rulers' tombs are together there near the Golconda Fort, and with great architecture they have built. Right from the times of Ibrahim Qutub Shah, the Mughals were keen on conquering their nearby kingdoms, and even eventually they succeeded under Aurangzeb when captured the fort of Golconda in the year 1687. So they have lost, the Mughals were keen on conquering the wealthy kingdoms, and Aurangzeb had defeated the Qutub Shahis, and that was the end in 1687. The Mughals did not follow the inclusive policy of Qutub Shahis. Qutub Shahis used to recruit the local people, and they have given importance to Telugu literature. But Mughals never did like that. They have removed the local people from the positions of power and brought many people from Persia, from Iran. And they brought maximum people from outside only. And under this system, the government auctioned the right to collect revenue to the people whoever has bidded highest. In the Velam Pata we call them. In that auctioning, if anybody has quoted high amount, then for him that collection of revenue was given, that area's collecting of revenue was given to him, that which we call it as Jamindari system. And these were usually the locally powerful landlords and the money lenders participated in this, and they opposed the peasants, they oppressed the peasants, and they used to collect the revenue, and this caused widespread distress among the people of this region, including there were famines were there, migration were there, and even depopulation. Population generally increases, but because of the things followed by these people, the revenue collectors, there was even depopulation was there. So these kind of things led for the Mughals Mughal rulers have become depopularized because of the system they have followed, and originally Britishers slowly entered into India, and Britishers started capturing India. So in the next class, children, we shall read about the Mughal Empire and how this Mughal Empire has come to an end. In the next session, we try to understand. Thank you, children.